Taiwan has conducted a second day of coastal artillery drills. Taipei says the live fire exercises were regularly scheduled for combat readiness. Its military is not calling them a response to China's recent war games near the island. Meanwhile, Beijing has renewed its threat to attack Taiwan. The Foreign Affairs spokesman says collusion with external forces will accelerate their own demise. And joining us now is Representative Mike Waltz, Republican from Florida. Representative Waltz, welcome back. Great to be with you. Before we get to China and Taiwan, I want to talk about the FBI raid on former President Donald Trump's Florida home. As we mentioned earlier, Attorney General Merrick Garland spoke this afternoon, giving a brief update on the situation at Mar-A-Lago. However, not really saying much at all, except that he did approve the search warrant. What do you make of all this, and where do you think this is going?
You know, I'm a Green Beret, 26-year Army veteran that served all over Africa and the Middle East. And, you're used to seeing these kind of things over there where the party in power, the regime in power goes after its political opponents using the power of the state. Never did I think I'd see this here. And the longer the Justice Department is silent, the longer that they're not providing transparency, I think the more questions we have, and from what appears to be what's come out so far to be a massive overreach, and going after documents that they could have received or they could have asked for in all kinds of other ways besides raiding the home of a president of the United States. And then finally, if there's anything Americans hate and can smell a mile away, it's uneven application of justice. And after what happened with Hillary Clinton, who destroyed her devices, who destroyed her emails, many of which, many of them were classified in their own right. And then even going back to the 90s with Sandy Berger, Bill Clinton's national security advisor, who went into the National Archives and took out classified documents, the sole copies of which he then destroyed. And to see them get slaps on the wrist, but then President Trump, a Republican president, get treated this way, has people rightly outraged, incensed, and asking a heck of a lot of questions.
What concerns you the most about the situation?
Well, it's the total lack of transparency. One would think that it is beyond a high bar. It is the highest of bars to get this type of warrant to a former president, which has never been done. And then to hear nothing, zero, zilch from the Justice Department. It just reeks of political corruption and further politicizing the Justice Department. The thing that concerns me the most, to answer your question most directly, is the utter destruction of public confidence in our system. And in order for a democracy, for our republic to function, it has to have the trust of the people. And I think the way they're going about this is just destroying that.
Yeah, before I let you go, I do want to talk more also about the tensions between China and Taiwan. Taiwan's president said today that the threat from the Chinese military has not decreased. And even though Taiwan will not provoke China, it will defend its sovereignty. Your thoughts on that, and how important do you think it is for Taiwan to maintain this stance?
Well, just listen to Chairman Xi, the chairman of the Chinese Communist Party's own words. He's telling his country to prepare for war. He is saying that he will take Taiwan one way or another. He's about to be, I use this term loosely, reelected by the Communist Congress this fall. And he's told his military to not only be prepared to do it by 2027, but to be able to repel the United States, meaning sinking our ships, taking out our assets. Why does this matter to every American? Listen, if he takes Taiwan, he controls half the world's GDP and trade coming in and out of Asia, and that will affect every American. And they are talking about replacing the American dream with the China dream. This will be a major step towards the Chinese Communist Party goal of being the global superpower. And that's not a world I want our kids or grandkids growing up in.
And we're going to leave it right there. Thank you so much, Representative Waltz, for coming on today. Always appreciate it.
Thank you.